From Louisiana Baseball and Softball Academy at 5620 Crawford Street in the Harahan area, welcome to Catholic League Football. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to this week's show. I'm Eric Ritchie, pleased to be joined by Shaw head coach Scott Bainsfather. Scott, what a season it's already been, and certainly it's been a nice start, the last 3 wins, where you're scoring an average of over 50 points a game.
Yeah, we are off to a good start, particularly on offense. Even the game we lost, we still scored 30 points, and then we've had pretty good success. Offensive line's really doing a great job blocking. We have a really good running back, and my quarterback is a junior. First year as the official starter. He did start a couple of games last year, but he's really playing well. So we think we have it going pretty good on offense, and hope to keep it up.
Over the next 30 minutes, we'll talk to Coach Bainsfather, talk about those Shaw Eagles, show some highlights. We'll also look at highlights from around the Catholic League from this past week. Rummel on the road. Of course, some other big games around the Catholic League. Holy Cross dips into the river parishes, and we'll have our Catholic League Player of the Week. But let's first break down these Eagles and talk a little bit about a team, Coach, that you ended the season with some momentum last year, picking up a nice win in the playoffs over a tough St. Paul's team, and certainly kind of rode that momentum and some new guys, and certainly, as you said, Trey Regis at running back has certainly been a big key for you this year too.
Yeah, we were pleased with the end of last season. We played a lot of really close games and came out on a losing end in our league. Our league's very tough. It was very tough last year. It's going to be very tough again this year. Obviously Rummel is one of the better teams in the state in any classification. Jesuits got a really good team, so we're going to need all that momentum after this coming week when we start right ahead. Week one with Rummel.
You talked about a new quarterback, and we saw Matt last year running at wide receiver, running at quarterback a little bit, and now pretty much quarterback is his, and by all accounts from the highlights that we've seen from the first 4 games, he's handled it pretty well.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of savvy. He's calm. Pressure doesn't get to him. Again, and he played some running back last year. He played some receiver last year, and he was also the backup quarterback and did get a lot of snaps at quarterback. So he's got enough experience now that it shouldn't bother him, and it doesn't. And he's one of those kids that really loves to play. He's when you got your best overall athlete playing quarterback, it's always a good deal for you as a coach.
Let's talk a little defensively as well, and obviously with the numbers that you're putting up on the offensive side of the ball, Coach, they're getting a lot of the pub, but defensively, if you look at the numbers that you guys have been allowing, you guys have been playing some solid defense as well.
Well, we played pretty well against Salafouche, and then we really played well, I thought, against Higgins. Higgins, had a couple of scores on special teams mistakes by us, but our defense, I thought, played really well and has built a little momentum in the last couple of weeks. And we're going down to E.D. White this week to play a different style of offense than we're used to. They're back in a wing tee that we don't see very much anymore. So that'll be a little bit of a challenge for them. And we practiced on it today for the first time, and hopefully we get better as the week goes on and have a good plan and feel comfortable about it heading into Thibodeau this weekend.
Year number 13 as the head coach at your alma mater. What's it been like over the last decade and 3 years, Coach, coaching at your alma mater and having so much success, being at the Dome 3 consecutive years on a nice run there before? What's the whole experience been like, being a head coach of the show?
It's like being a head coach at your own house. You feel, it feels like I never left there. I've been there since, in some way, shape, or fashion, since 1981. I spent 4 years as the head coach at Holy Cross, but was still an active alum. And still coaching in the Catholic League against Shaw at that time, and went back to take the job and tried to build it back up. And we've hopefully have done a nice job with it. And it's really good. It's really been a good for me to be the head coach at my alma mater. I know a lot of other people. Jay Roth, I know, feels the same way about his school. And it's a special thing for you to go back to your school and become the head football coach, something that you really, have. I love football. I love coaching football. And then when you can go home to do it, it's special.
We're just getting started here on Nola Catholic League Football. Along with Scott Bainsfather, I'm Eric Ritchie. Let's take a break now. But before we do, let's show you some highlights from around the Catholic League this past weekend. And we start with Shaw's latest victory. Shaw facing Higgins in a West Bank Classic, and number 5, Trey Regis for Shaw, would have the game of his life. 16-yard touchdown run in the first quarter would be a sign of things to come. Regis has been racking up the yards, this game no different. Defensively, the Eagles get a big play from Pat Riley on the sack. It was that kind of a night for the Shaw Eagles. Back to the offense and back to the Regis show. This time he bust one from 54 yards out, and at the end of the first quarter, Shaw was up 14-0. After Higgins scored a touchdown, Shaw answered. Again, it was Regis getting the job done from point-blank range. He wasn't finished in the first half, however. Later second quarter, this time from 25 yards out. By halftime, Regis had racked up 4 touchdown runs, and Shaw led 28-14. After a 2-yard touchdown run by Regis in the third quarter, he would score again in the fourth. Trey Regis, his 6th touchdown of the game. That's a career high. A 19-yard run, part of his 272 yards on the night to go with 32 carries. The Shaw defense holds it from there, and the Eagles have won 3 straight, beating Higgins 44-23.
I think we could have played better, but we played a good game tonight. We should stay focused more, don't give up, play through the game, play all 4 quarters.
I thought we played pretty hard defensively. They got a couple of big receivers. They caught a couple of passes, but we played pretty good on defense. I thought we made way too many mistakes on offense and special teams. I didn't think we were really good on offense, and I didn't think we were really good in special teams, but our defense played a pretty nice game, got a big stop at the end when they were getting a little momentum and we turned it over. So I'm pleased with the effort on defense that we had tonight.
We had a rough start at first. We gave him a few yards on defense. We had mistakes and it cost us. But I think at the end of the day we prevailed, and that's all it took.
Another week, another strong opponent for the Rummel Raiders in Baton Rouge facing Catholic and getting a special teams play early on. Corey Harris with the recovered fumble off the punt. Raiders on the drive, it's a 4th and 8, and Chase Fourcade's going to hit Damian Jean-Pierre to continue the drive. It ended when Brandon Phillips bounced into the end zone from a yard out, Rummel up 7-0. It was 7-7 late first half, Catholic driving, but there's Christian Fulton, back from his first game from recovering from an injury, and Fulton comes up with immediate dividends, 7-7 at the half. Third quarter, here's your big play. How about Maurice Bailey? He's going to break it free. Strong touchdown run from Bailey, 71 yards to the house, and we're all tied. Still third quarter, Rummel driving again, and again it's Fourcade showing the sweet touch, hitting Phillips for a big gain. Led to a Justin Moraine field goal. It's a 17-14 Raiders lead, and Fulton's going to come up with the game-clinching pick, his 2nd of the game, and Rummel moves to 4-0, beating Catholic 17-14. Holy Cross on the road in the River Parishes taking on West St. John, and how about Corey Roldan stepping in front of the pass in stride for the pick 6, and Holy Cross led 21-0 at the end of the first half. Tigers looking strong defensively. John Mark LaFrance starts the sack, Peyton Ritz finishes it. Third quarter, more Tigers offense. Ashton Smith scores from 10 yards out, fumbles after he hit the ground, but it counts, and so does the win. It's the 3rd straight victory for Eric Robato and his Holy Cross Tigers, beating West St. John 28-8.
Anytime you play West St. John, it's a quality opponent. We knew, playing them last year, we knew what we were getting into. We got to brush up on a lot of things, especially before we get into district play. But we had some young guys have opportunities to play tonight, which is good experience, but we just need to brush up on ball security and some other things.
Hi, at Tachi Insurance, we can do it all, not just life, health, and employee benefits. But now we've expanded our product portfolio to include all commercial lines of insurance. At Tachi Insurance, we can truly be your one-stop shop for all your insurance needs. At Tachi Insurance, you get personalized service from Natalie
and Kelsey Tachi.
Realty Executives, where the experts are. The best agents are the most professional and knowledgeable. The best agents are executives. Realty Executives, serving New Orleans and all surrounding communities. Now with offices in Metairie, New Orleans, Mandeville, Herrero, and Destrehan. Realty Executives, where the experts are.
From the Louisiana Baseball and Softball Academy, offering year-round instruction and strength training from former college and professional players, welcome back to Nola Catholic League football. Eric Ritchie alongside Shaw head football coach Scott Bainsfather. You talked about next week as we looked at the highlights in the last segment. Let's look ahead now. As you said, getting ready for an E.D. White team, coach, that does things a little bit different.
Yeah, they're a little different than what we're used to. Nowadays, it's a lot of spread offenses, and then some power offenses, particularly in our league. There's some power offenses, but we see a lot of spread. We see a lot of eye. We don't see very much wing tee anymore in our league, in particular. So, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. They're 3-1. They're very well coached. We're going on the road, so that's sort of an advantage. That's an advantage for them. It's an hour away for us to travel. So, I hope we focused. I hope we're ready. I hope we pay attention this week at practice and get everything straight. So when it's not going to be a surprise. Every play is not a surprise because those plays are different than the ones they've been practicing for the past few weeks.
We talked a little bit about Coach Roth in the last segment, and the Catholic League with the tree branch, the last couple weeks. Last week we had Coach Sanji on here from Jesuit. Obviously, another one of your old coaches or teams that you coach, Holy Cross, now has Eric Robato.
Yep.
Talk about some of the changes this year as you approach just 2 weeks away now from district play and getting back into the Catholic League with a guy like Coach Sanji and a guy like defensive coordinator Eric Robato now taking over at the helm of the Tigers.
We've all, at some point or another, worked together. Mark Sanji, Jay Roth and I were at Shaw together in 1988
That's right.
as assistants. It's been that long. And, Sanji's, obviously went to Jesuit and went to Brother Martin and now is happily back at Jesuit. And it's a very good thing for our league, and it's a good thing for those kids at Jesuit that Mark Sanji's back in the coaching profession. Jay Roth, again, we work together. He's been at Rummel. He's been at, he was at Jesuit. Eric Robato got his first coaching job in the Catholic League under Jay Roth. So, and he's done a terrific job as a defensive coordinator over the past few years at Holy Cross, and now, deservingly so, being the head coach and doing a good job. All the Catholic League schools are doing pretty well to start, particularly, Rummel being undefeated. So, I'm looking forward to it. You don't always look forward to facing Rummel's team, but, maybe they'll get a few sprained ankles this week at their game. And they got another tough one against Dutchtown. So, the schedules have been tough for the Catholic League schools. We've done pretty well, and I think league play is going to be good for everybody.
For a guy who played in the Catholic League, you've coached in the Catholic League for the better part of several decades now, what makes the Catholic League so special in your eyes? If we're talking to somebody that's never heard of the Catholic League here in New Orleans, doesn't know the history behind Shaw, Jesuit, Rummel, Brother Martin, St. Aug, what would you tell the people that makes the Catholic League coach so unique?
I think, the Catholic League kids are basically all the same kids. They just chose a different school. Mm-hmm. You choose St. Aug. You could live on the West Bank. You live on the East Bank. You want to go to St. Aug. You can choose Jesuit from wherever you're at. It's not a community-based school as such. It's more of I want to go to that school, and and my parents are gonna send me to that school, and then I'm gonna learn about the history of the Catholic League. They've done those series on the Catholic League with Ron Ricotta, which was, they're just spectacular.
Yep.
And I talk to people who are 20, 25 years older than I am, and that's when I get in front of them, that's all they want to talk about is in 1964 Holy Cross did this, and I know you were the coach at Holy Cross, but you remember this name. I said, yeah, I saw him on the wall every day when I was at Holy Cross. And, Shaw in the 90s when they could hardly be beat by anybody, having all those games in a row they won, and Rummel's going through that type of thing right now, and Jay's father did it.
Yes.
When he was the head coach, and Holy Cross had their time where they were almost unbeaten for a long time, and Bob Conlon had Brother Martin. It's all special, and it's all history, and it's, you got to kind of get these youngsters to understand whose place they're taking and the importance of it when they first get to you. And when they graduate, they understand, and they start talking about the Catholic League, and they come back and watch the games, and they make sure, I get calls all the time, Coach, I'm just checking in, I'm at Mississippi State, I'm making sure, did y'all win? Yeah, we won, it's important to them when they leave, and in particular, the rivalry games. There's Holy Cross and Jesuit, there's Shaw and there's Rummel, Brother Martin and St. Aug, the way it's set up now. It's really, those games are great, and they're all coming up, next week.
They are. They certainly are. We're going to take another break here at NolaCatholicLeague.com. When we return, more with head coach Scott Bainsfather. Going to talk a little bit more, some nostalgia. We'll take a look back at Shaw football and a big win for him just 1 year ago. We're back right after this timeout. Time now for our candidates for the Buckwalter Insurance Catholic League Player of the Week. Jesuit quarterback Trey LaForge. Young man's been throwing touchdowns in bunches, had 3 more on the road in a Jesuit 49-17 win over Pensacola. Brother Martin quarterback Jake Brogy was 17 of 23, 253 yards, and threw a couple of touchdown passes in the Crusaders' 35-26 win over East Ascension. Brother Martin running back Jared West, he had 198 yards rushing, including a touchdown in the Brother Martin win. Shaw running back Trey Regis, a career-high 6 touchdown performance, also added a 2-point conversion. He had 194 yards by halftime, finished with 272. And Rummel defensive back Christian Fulton, in his first game of the season after missing the first 3 games due to injury, Fulton picked off 2 passes, including a game clincher against previously undefeated Catholic. The winner of our Buckwalter Insurance Catholic League Player of the Week after this. The Buckwalter Insurance Group has been servicing clients for over 20 years. Our Kenner office, just off Williams on 20th Street, is here to handle all of your personal and business needs, whether it's auto, home, life, commercial, or business insurance. The Buckwalter Insurance Group is here to help you prepare a strategy to achieve your financial goals. Also with offices in Booty and Destrehan. Stop by or call to get a quote today.
I'm Trey Regis, and I'm Buckwalter Insurance Player of the Week.
31 carries for 272 yards. We needed him to have a big game against Higgins. Higgins came back at us a little bit in the middle of the game, and we kept giving it to Trey, and he kept popping for big plays and touchdowns. He had 6 TDs and really, got us to the win.
It was great coaching and great playing calling and great blocking in the front lines. They opened up holes for me to run into, so I had a big game because of them. It was a great feeling to do it because I never done it before, and it's something special.
What we like about Trey is he's got big legs, he's a big back, and he's tough to tackle, and particularly late in the games and in the fourth quarter, there's not a lot of defenses that want to tackle him late in the game. He carries people, he breaks tackles, he's got good speed when he gets out in the open. So, we counting on him. He's got 9 yards of carry now. I know that's not going to last, but, we'll take him as far as he'll take us.
Realty Executives, where the experts are. The best agents are the most professional and knowledgeable. The best agents are executives. Realty Executives, serving New Orleans and all surrounding communities. Now with offices in Metairie, New Orleans, Mandeville, Herrero, and Destrehan. Realty Executives, where the experts are.
The Buckwalter Insurance Group has been servicing clients for over 20 years. Our Destrehan office, right off of River Road on Shake Snyder Lane, is here to handle all of your personal and business needs, whether it's auto, home, life, commercial, or business insurance. The Buckwalter Insurance Group is here to help you prepare a strategy to achieve your financial goals. Also with offices in Kenner and Booty. Stop by or call to get a quote today. Welcome back to Nola Catholic League Football. I'm Eric Ritchie from the Louisiana Baseball and Softball Academy alongside Shaw head coach Scott Bainsfather, and we talked a lot about your offense, Coach. What about the D? Again, you guys have been playing good on that side of the ball. Give us some names that you'd like to point out that have really been standing out for you.
Yeah, we've had some guys play really well. Pat Riley, defensive end, he's really played well. He's been a little banged up, but when he's in there and he's healthy, he's as good as we've had in a while. And we have a little corner, Kendall Bailey, who's a second-year starter. He's not the biggest kid in the world, but he's returning kicks. He's got 2 kick returns for touchdowns. He's got a pick. He's the guy that, Higgins tried to go after last week, and he did a really nice job versus Higgins' tall receivers last week, and he's really had a nice start to his season.
We touched on him in the first segment, and we just named Trey Regis. The viewers just saw he just was named the Nola Catholic League Player of the Week, and rightfully so. I know he was the workhorse this past weekend. 6 touchdowns, 272 yards, deservingly so that he got that honor.
Yeah, I think maybe that means the head coach needs to spread the wealth a little bit, and when they told me he had 6 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion, I said somebody else needs to touch the ball. He's got to be exhausted, and he was, and I kind of got on him a little bit today because in the first half he was getting tired pretty fast, and I said, look, you're going to have to carry the load. So he ended up with 31 carries, probably a little too many. When we get our backup healthy, those carries will come down so we can keep him healthy for the entire season because we're certainly going to need him.
I remember walking off the field last year just as you were shaking hands after another victory, but it was not just another victory. It was career win number 100. I know you were kind of caught off guard and we started asking you questions about it, and you're like, it was, well, but still when you look back, any kind of mark like that's got to be special.
It means a lot to me after I stopped to think about it. At first, my first thought that came to my head is I'm getting old. The second thought is, I've had a lot of good players and a lot of good assistant coaches with me over my career. And, none of us are ever winning without good kids, and none of us are ever going to win without good assistants. And if you're in it long enough and you have good teams, and, we had a nice run a few years ago where, we went, 34-4 over a 3-year period. That added a lot to getting my total up to over 100 now. And, it's great. I think it's great that when they finally told me I had 100 wins, first of all, I didn't believe them. They had it for me written down, and it's a nice milestone for me, and I was really pleased with it.
Coach, before we let you go, I guess just an open mic question. What do you want people to know about Shaw football as you move forward, heading into E.D. White this week, but then the Catholic League, just overall, Shaw football?
Well, this is when I want people to think about Shaw football, I want them to think about guys who are dedicated, guys who work hard, guys who show up to practice every day with the attitude, no matter who we play, and we're going to have a chance to win, and we're playing to win every game, and I want the toughness of the West Bend kid to come out in the way that we play football, and that's what I'd like for people to think about Shaw football.
Well, it's certainly been evident the last 2 years that we've covered the Catholic League, and certainly by all indications for the better part of over a decade. Coach, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck this week.
I appreciate the invite. It's a really nice place here.
It certainly is. We certainly appreciate it. We're back to wrap up this show and talk a little bit more about this nice place here at the Louisiana Baseball and Softball Academy after this quick timeout.
Working on an offshore rig or boat can be a dangerous job. Fires, explosions, and collisions are only some of the risks that these workers face every day. I'm Michael Brander. At our firm, we understand the hardships that injury victims and their families face after an accident. Let us handle your case so we can help guide you on the road to recovery. Call us or visit our website to find out about your legal rights. The Brander Law Firm, fighting for justice.
The Buckwalter Insurance Group has been servicing clients for over 20 years. Our Kenner office, just off Williams on 20th Street, is here to handle all of your personal and business needs, whether it's auto, home, life, commercial, or business insurance. The Buckwalter Insurance Group is here to help you prepare a strategy to achieve your financial goals. Also with offices in Booty and Destrehan. Stop by or call to get a quote today. The Sports Pub and Grill in Destrehan has it all. A great place to watch the game, daily drink specials, and you won't believe the food. From our fresh 10-ounce burgers, fully loaded baked potatoes, and great salads too, like taco salad and grilled chicken. Need something to rinse it down with? How about one of our refreshing daiquiris? A great atmosphere for the whole family. Just a few miles west of the airport. The Sports Pub and Grill, 3001 Ormond Boulevard in Destrehan. Welcome back to Louisiana Baseball and Softball Academy, and we're not just talking football, of course, on this show. We're talking a little baseball, and right now with Warren Fitzmaurice, we're talking a little sports psychology. Warren, welcome to the program. Tell us a little bit about your program and how it ties into LBSA.
Sure. Well, sports psychology is going to be involved in this baseball and softball academy now. What we're going to be able to do is work hands-on with these athletes in the cages, on the mound, on the field, offense, defense, whatever you want to do. What that'll allow me to do is immediate feedback, how to put yourself in a good position, good habits, good thought processes, put yourself in a good position to succeed consistently is the key word. My area of expertise and what I like to focus on is putting yourself in these good positions and the awareness of what you're doing while you're doing things well. So you do things well in the cage, on the mound. We want to become aware of why you're doing them well. Remember that, take it to the next step, and keep doing it consistently.
Warren, they talk about the mental approach in baseball and in really all sports in particular, kind of being so big of a part of the success of a particular athlete. And you talk about baseball, whether it's pitching on the mound, you're by yourself, whether you're in the batter's box, it's a mano type thing. How do you help those guys? How do you help a pitcher? How do you help a batter?
Yeah, so the unique thing about baseball and softball is while it's a team sport, it's a very individualized team sport. Outfielders are out there by themselves, pitchers are on the mound by themselves, kind of in your own thoughts. But I see that as an opportunity to succeed. You have all these thoughts to yourself. You have a start and a stop to finish in baseball, and then you have those moments in between. Those time between plays are really important on how you're going to succeed in the next play.
Warren, tell us a little bit, if you do come out here to LBSA and you want to get involved with your program, how do you go about doing so?
Sure. You can call me directly at 504-638-5475, or in the next week we'll have more information on the LBSA website, louisianabsa.com. Then our members will also have a newsletter coming to them every month, a little tidbit about sports psychology, get some interest, and go from there.
Interesting. Well, we certainly appreciate your time, and best of luck with your program.
Thank you very much.
All right, time to say goodbye on another edition of Nola Catholic League Football. But before we go, we leave you with a little photo finish. Good night, everyone.